Weird place for the video to start, but we're installing a drain system here and we're coring the hole right now for the drain to come out to the city gutter. Let me show you what we got going on. So this is an entire backyard remodel. We got the pool going in. We got a lot of different things going in here, but here's the drain system we just installed yesterday. And here is the bench that we built with a raised planter bed area, as well as the fire pit. We already got our gas line in there and a drain. And then over here we got the pool. We're forming up the poured in place coping now, so we're gonna get that going here today. And yeah, this is all gonna be concrete and turf coming through here, so it's gonna be a real nice transformation. Do a little retaining wall along there, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys what's going on.
Hi, Tyler Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete, and I believe this is our third day on this job here. I actually am being subbed in by my friend Matthew from Sierra Build Co. And we're doing all the hardscape here. So we're going to be doing pool coping, a bench, a fire pit, and some artificial turf and some concrete work back here. I was here maybe 2 weeks ago for a single day with Matthew, and we actually demoed this whole backyard by ourselves. Or at least all of the concrete work. From what I can remember, there was some previous concrete here, and me and Matthew just took care of that ourselves. Unfortunately, I don't have that on film, but regardless, this is going to be a pretty awesome transformation here. So we got the pool coping all formed up, and now we're working on the jacuzzi coping up here. Standard 14-inch wide coping. We had a little bit of a problem getting this coping nice and level because we realized the shotcrete was about 1 inch to 2 inches out of level, so we had to make up for that on our forms to make sure the coping would be level. So what we had to do was we busted out the laser level and we started taking elevations, and we snapped our own lines against the shotcrete and used that line as a reference for our 2x4 that we tapcon into the shotcrete. And once our 2x4 is tapconned in and it's level, it makes it pretty easy to hang our 2x6 because we just go off of the levels of the 2x4 when screwing our 2x6 into it. So once you have your 2x4 level, you make up that 1 to 2 inch difference on the shotcrete, you can go ahead and hang your 2x6 and it should be perfect. But we did have to do quite a bit of adjusting to make sure it was all completely level. And then we went ahead and started bracing it up once we had it all money. Put some 14-inch spacers in there and then some cross bracing. And we're looking good for a pour day.
Alrighty guys, we're back on a pool remodel I've been working on. Today we're going to be doing base. So I got the MT100 by Bobcat to unload this 14 tons of road base here. So we're gonna be bringing it back this way, and basically from the garage line right here, this is all gonna be concrete and turf. So coming through this whole area, I'm gonna grade this to about 4 inches, and then I'm gonna wet everything up and compact it so we can get all of our elevations established today, and be ready for rebar tomorrow. I am working solo today, but I got the tractor here so I can make quick work of that base here, and we're gonna bring it all the way back through here. We're about 10 inches down from benchmark grade, which is underneath that weep screen, so I gotta install at least 6 inches of base coming through here. So I'm not even quite sure if I have enough really, but we'll see how it goes. And let's head over to the time lapse.
So we're in the city of Irvine, California on this job, and the soil here is very expansive. I mean, the previous concrete had a ton of cracks in it. It was shifting all over the place. So when Matthew was excavating this pool here, he had his excavators also dig out about 10 inches of dirt throughout this entire backyard, just for this reason, so we can add about 6 inches of class 2 road base to kind of prevent any moving or shifting around in the concrete and cracking. Now this is the next day here, and in this area over here there was kind of like a raised planter bed, and they wanted to keep these plants there, so we ended up just forming up a nice curb wall, kind of like a retaining concrete wall. And it's pretty thick. I think we did about 8 inches on this curb here, and it's going to kind of follow around this entire perimeter of the backyard, because the footings of the block walls were just too high, and we can't really break those out without damaging the structure and integrity of the wall. So we ended up just doing poured in place concrete around the entire perimeter, and then they can throw some dirt back there and grow some plants or whatever they like. Same thing on this side. If we didn't do these curbs and we poured our concrete to the weep screed, you'd have a ton of dirt running in on top of the concrete whenever it rains or whenever there's water from the neighbor's side and the homeowner's side. So that was kind of a crucial move we had to do, and we didn't account for that originally when we started this project, so these were all add-ons that we had to hit Matthew with. But add-ons are good, they're nice. They help the project. But there's the formwork right there. Just some 2x10, and then on the back side we did 2x4 underpinned with more 2x10. But this is concrete day, and we're getting ready to pour concrete. Notice how we didn't put any rebar in the pool coping, and that was actually Matthew's request, the general contractor on the site. He insisted we didn't put any rebar on it, so don't go crazy on me in the comment section saying, oh my god, there's no rebar, what are you doing? I can only do so much when I'm subbed in on these kind of projects. If it was my personal project, I'd definitely probably put something in there, probably a pink bar or a fiberglass rebar, because you don't have to worry about that stuff expanding and rusting and potentially damaging your concrete. But this is pour day, and we're separating the pours here. We're separating the flat work from the coping and curbs. So today we're doing the coping and the curbs, and on the next pour we'll do all the flat work. And even though I had about 8 finishers here today, the concrete still ended up going off on us. It was kind of scary. It was a battle for sure, and that's because a finisher I can usually trust kind of brought me to some real sloppy workers. They didn't know what they were doing. They couldn't finish the pool coping very good, and when they ended up brooming the concrete, the broom was just so wet, it left all these like concrete boogers all over the place. So I ended up having to come back the next day to polish out some of this concrete, get rid of all the concrete boogers from the broom, and it was a lot of extra work I had to do to make this coping look nice after the pour because of these finishers. And a lot of finishers are good at just basic flat work, but when you have to do custom stuff like pool coping and curbs, and where you have to face it and be a little bit more detailed than just flat work, you got to make sure you have the right guys. And that was my fault. In the future, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm gonna handpick each guy and make sure I know who's coming, because I can't have that happen anymore. That it was just real bad, and it cost me a lot of money, and that's something these finishers don't understand. They're just there to get a day's pay, and they're out of there, so they don't care. Luckily we got it good, and it ended up looking real good once I had to hit it with some modifications, some polishing, some sanding and stuff like that. But yeah, it ended up looking good. Very stressful pour though, to say the least. You can see, I mean, probably not even an hour and 30 minutes into this pour, we're already joining it and doing the final pass, getting ready for the broom. It was another hot day. It was probably in the 90s, maybe 100s. Prime time summer in Cali, so direct sunlight. It was going off. This is the following day after the concrete pour, and as you guys can see, the concrete is basically fully cured in one day. It was 3,500 psi, and it was a hot sunny day with direct sunlight, so yeah, that's what happens. But it cured out nicely, and it looked really good. Now we're compacting our base here, getting our forms in, and getting ready for the flatwork concrete. Coming down alongside this house here, we're going to have big concrete stepping pads with turf bands running in between them to kind of minimize, any cracking or shifting of the concrete with this expansive soil here. And then we're going to have a nice solid concrete patio right behind the spa. We also got one drain popped up right in the middle of the patio, so that's where we're going to direct all of our water to in that area. And then we also popped up a couple drains where the turf bands are going to be going.
And the curbs here. We finished all that up. Cutting up the rebar.
Anyways, stay tuned for part 2 where we pour out the flat work and install the turf here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Bye.